Hello, 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 good people. Hello, good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly. This is Dr. Kelly's perspective for Valentine's Day. And happy Valentine's Day, happy day of love. Although I hope we'd loving more than one time a year. Happy, happy day, happy day. Okay, today is our Thoughtful Thursdays. I am really enjoying these. Thoughtful Thursday for today, and I have a wonderful book, but I want to introduce you. Good morning to all who are joining me, and good evening. I'm not sure if too many people are familiar with or use books on tape or audiobooks, Audible. Hey, that's on Bronston. So I want to introduce that thought to you, that especially for the commuters out there, or people who say that I don't like to read. I'm telling you, audiobooks, best thing since sliced buttered bread. And today's book choice is one that I would only recommend in an Audible version or an audio version. I happen to use Audible, but anybody out there who does books on tape or Audible versions, and it's Trevor Noah's Born a Crime. So that's the title of the book. Trevor Noah is the author. He's a South African author, South African comedian, news. As a matter of fact, he has what's his show? It's not The Daily. Yeah, it's called The Daily Show. Oh, you have got to, I'm telling you, Patricia, you have got to try Audible books. Hey, Joe, you've got to try them. And again, not just for people who say they don't like to read, but people who commute a lot, people who have eye or vision problems. Audible books are the absolute best. And this is one, like I started saying, I learned this trick years ago. I was reading a book, a hard copy book from, and it was a foreign author, foreign to me, a Pakistani author. And I know, isn't it phenomenal? Oh my goodness. Oh, Mary, you're so right. You're so right. She loved the book. But I was reading this book, hard copy, from a Pakistani author, and so much of the book was in their native tongue, and they used colloquialisms, and they would quote things, and I do not speak that language, and it was such a struggle. It was difficult, and so I went and found the book in an Audible version and loved it. So that's one of the primary reasons. This book by Trevor Noah, Born a Crime. First of all, Mary already hinted to it. He dedicates so much of who he is and who he is becoming to his mother, Patricia, a strong female role model of strength and defiance and, self-awareness. The woman was just a phenomenal mother. Anyway, it's a book about growing up in apartheid South Africa and post-apartheid South Africa. Much of it is about his family. It is about his life growing up. The one caveat to the book I tell you is, please only do it in Audible unless you speak Zulu, unless you speak Xhosa, unless you speak Afrikaans, unless you speak Sotho or Swana. Because if you don't speak those languages, it's just going to be frustrating, because he uses that. Hey, Thelma, Bridget. So I'm telling you, this one, it's just such a rich, you already know I love languages. And to hear the language in its native beauty and melody, and it's delicious. Now, for all who have virgin ears, you might not want to. I don't want you to be offended. I'm telling you that right now. I always say, I spent a couple of decades plus in the Marine Corps. I do not have virgin ears. Even if I choose not to use language like that, that's a choice. It's not like I don't know how to cuss somebody out. It's not like I don't know how to use vulgarity. It is a choice. Well, just preemptive warning, he uses rich, colorful language throughout the book. Not all throughout it. He's not cursing you out every other word and none of that. But just ample warning, he does use the language. But I mean, it's just, this is not going to be a long, thoughtful Thursday. Let me tell you something else that I really, really liked about the book. You can read, or you can read an article on apartheid. You can read maybe a short book. You can read some encyclopedic journal about what apartheid is. But hearing the impact of apartheid on a young mixed race South African changes your whole dynamic. It gives you a different perspective, Dr. Kelly's perspective, because what I realize is that you can only see from where you stand. Period. All of us do that. We see life, we see people, we see situations from where we stand. So unless you are deliberately and intentionally and sometimes uncomfortably changing your position from where you stand, you'll always see life and people and circumstances the same way. Going inside of Born a Crime, especially the Audible, to hear the language, the beautiful language in authentic dialect, because actually Trevor Noah narrates the book. He not only wrote it, he narrates it as well, and that's not always the case. Some authors do not narrate their own books. But you not only hear, you begin to feel the impact that racism, that classism, that socioeconomic dominance has on the lives of people. And so he was masterful. He does not make himself into an angel. He does not make Black South Africans superior to white South Africans. He takes us through why his mother insisted that he learn English, that he was fluent in Zulu and Xhosa and Afrikaans, and he spoke German. And so we understand why he had such a phenomenal grasp on all those languages. If you spoke to him in Zulu, he would respond to you in Zulu. If you spoke to him in English, he would come back without accented English. If you spoke to him in Afrikaans, he would speak back to you in Afrikaans and Xhosa. And so there's a why behind all that. And we see it really reinvigorated not that I needed reinvigorating a love for language, but he just does a masterful job at it. And he takes the difficult life that he led and shows us that even difficult life, when you overlay that with love and laughter and family and strength, people looking from the outside would say, oh, wow, those poor people. Oh, I feel so bad for let me rush in and save them. When you change the position that you stand from and you see it from their perspective, not someone telling you their story, when you take the time, make the time, invest the time to hear life from a native perspective, it just leaves you a bigger person. It leaves you a better person, because hey, Marshall, you are able to, again, see things from a different perspective and feel the love. Sometimes we get so tunnel vision, so siloed in our thought process, that we think everybody loves like we do, everybody parents like we do, everybody is educated like we are, everyone teaches and learns the way everyone makes friends the way we do. And that is so far from the truth. And so As we are on our journey of becoming bigger and better people, the best version of ourselves, I would submit to you a bold statement that you will never become the best version of who you were designed and meant to be until you deliberately and intentionally, thank you, Patricia, until you deliberately and intentionally reposition yourself to see life from someone else's viewpoint. Never. You can be good, but you will never be all that you could be. You will never be able to make the impact in others' lives until you deliberately make the time to reposition yourself from another standpoint. So, my book choice for this week, only in Audible, unless you are fluent in Zulu, Xhosa, Afrikaans, Sotho, and a couple other languages in there. Don't try it in hard copy form. Get the Audible, get the book on tape, and let me know what you think about it. Hey, Darrell. So that is my Thoughtful Thursday offering to you this week. You got to get it. Again, author Trevor Noah, titled Born a Crime. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Pacific. I just want to do my part to help us be the best version of ourselves. That's it. That's why I'm here. Much love, tremendous respect to all of you. And until next time, take real good care of yourselves.